r/ask Reddit. Girls who took notes using 50 different colored pens, where are you now? Do you still continue to write using all those colors? I have evolved. And now I type my notes in 50 different colors. Wait, no one told me I had to be a girl first. Unfortunately, not allowed in the line of work I chose. So now I use 50 different colored post-it notes. Improvise, adapt and overcome. I have worked with a bunch of them in offices. And yes, they still use all those colors. I won't even use blue ink. Certain law school prep guides teach you to take notes on court opinions using different colors. 90% of first year law students show up with 4 different color highlighters. By the end of the last year, few still use them. In legal practice, I have developed color coding for notes of the cases I'm working on. I have not yet found a way to put a heart over the I in my filings. Save that for any judge with an I in their surname. I was exactly this girl. I had about 50 glittery colored gel pens, and for each school assignment I would choose 5 random different ones to write and decorate my notebooks with. 20 years later, I'm a graphic designer and illustrator. I still love making things nice and colorful with cool typography. I basically did not change at all. I just have slightly better taste now. We are over at r/bullet journal lol. There's a PM at my company that does this. No idea how the hell she has the focus and time to take such detailed technicolor dream notes during meetings, but I've never had a problem with getting any relevant info from her, so /_/. Gotta respect note taking game like that. Technicolor dream notes is the best phrase I've heard all day. We all became bullet journalists. I move that the term bullet journalists replace war correspondents. Does that mean wankers are palm pilots? I knew a guy who would take color-coded notes in class, then immediately after class go through them, and then do even more advanced color coding with added references and stuff. He was probably the hardest working and smartest guy I've ever known. And he grew up in a small village in Venezuela and now is a US citizen and officer in the Navy. Made me embarrassed that he is a better speaker in 2 languages than I'm in 1. Am I allowed to answer if I'm a guy? Because I ended up becoming the Excel guy in my office. All of my spreadsheets are exquisitely color coded. Formatting an Excel doc and making it look pretty is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. My grade 9 science teacher forced us all to do it. He said that by color coding everything you understood the material better, because you had to think about it longer to color code it and understand what other things it was associated with, not just zone out and go into transcribing mode. He also made us do end of unit study guides. They had to be color coded, a set amount of drawings, and unit words and definitions. The drawings were doodles, based on things in the unit. He would mark them and hand them back before the test, which was great because he knew if he needed to help us with something before we bombed the test. He was also a MMA fighter with cauliflower ears and not the type of guy you would expect to demand rainbow colored notes. Edit. There's a lot of people asking for examples, so I'll make one up this afternoon. But did it work? Hey, you'd listen to if an MMA fighter was making you take notes. I'm a medical lab technician. I took notes with a million different colored pens in college, up until 2 years ago. I graduated at age 41. Just bought myself a nice new set of gel pens. Real talk, multiple colors really helped me categorize and compress complex ideas into things I could remember. It helped a lot in understanding the material and studying for tests. I'm a lab technologist and I studied the same way. Using the different colors to write important information really helped it stand out in my brain. Plus, anything that makes studying even a little more fun helps. I will never forget sitting in class and asking the girl sitting next to me for a pen, and she turns back to me with a straight face and says to me, "What color?" Edit. This blew up. Thank you for the award. That marks my first, but hopefully not the last. I went from being in school to be a grade school art teacher to stay at home / homeschooling mom to now finishing up a graduate degree in computer science and have job lined up as a software developer. And yes, I still use all those colors and Elflord in Vim because colors, and it's the easiest for me to read. They now work for the FBI as data analysts. They are all called Penelope Garcia. Bold of you to assume that's a girl only thing. That's a very italics thing to say. This reminds me of a girl in one of my college classes. It would be inaccurate to say she took notes. She took transcripts. She would write down everything in class. Everything the teacher said. Every quote from the book that we read. Even every rabbit trail the class went down. She'd be taking meticulous notes, including asking students for their first and last name, so she could attribute the quotes properly. Our midterm exam was a 10-page paper. She spent 30 hours on hers and got a 97%. I spent 2 hours on mine and got a 93%. I was much happier trading that 4% of my grade for 28 hours of my life. Yes, but now I do it for my Stardew Valley notebook, so I don't have to constantly switch over to the wiki. Why did this get 7 downvotes on Mayo? People must not like the game, or don't like people who still use color pens for notes.